Hello everyone. Today we'll solve two problems. Let us go through the first one. A slow frequency hopped MFSK system has the following parameters. The number of bits per MFSK symbol is 4 and the number of MFSK symbols per hop is equal to 5. We are asked to calculate the processing gain of the system in decibel. So given is that number of bits per MFSK symbol is equal to 4. So 4 bits will be there in one symbol. And how many symbols per half? Symbols per frequency half is equal to 5. The MFSK symbols. So you can imagine that 4 into 5 there will be 20 bits in one frequency. 4 bits per symbol, 5 symbols per half. So 4 into 5, 20 bits per half. This is just for your understanding. Now representing these numbers in terms of the bandwidth. So the first bandwidth is of spreaded signal. So this is the bandwidth of spreaded signal. If you have Fs as a frequency, then it will be 5 times Fs. Spreaded signal. Okay, here ED was required. Then bandwidth of unspreaded signal is Fs by 4 because in one symbol we were representing 4 bits. So it is Fs by 4. Now the processing gain is defined by bandwidth of spreaded signal divided by bandwidth of unspreaded signal, which is 5Fs divided by Fs by 4, which is equal to 20. So as I have told, 20 bits per half. In decibels, it will be 10 log of the answer what we have got, the processing gain, which will be 13 decibels. So the processing gain in decibels is 13, in linear scale it is 20. Okay, so in this way we can calculate processing gain for slow frequency hopped system. So this is our next problem. This is not related to frequency hopped spread spectrum, but it is on direct sequence spread spectrum with BPSK modulation. Let me go through the question now. In a direct sequence BPSK system, the feedback shift register used to generate PN sequence has length M is equal to 19. So 19 shift registers are there. The system is required to have an average probability of symbol error due to externally generated interfering signals that does not exceed 10 to the power minus 5. So PE is less than or equal to 10 to the power minus 5. That is what required. For that, we need to calculate first processing gain, next anti-jump margin. This anti-jump margin is the margin below which your performance will be good and above which the performance of the system is degraded. Okay, so given is M is equal to 19. Using this we can calculate the length of PN sequence given by N is equal to 2 to the power M minus 1, which is nothing but our processing gain, can be denoted by this, which is TB by TC or W by R. Now this is in the linear scale. So to get the same in decibel scale, we can use the equation processing gain is equal to 10 log of TB by TC. So TB by TC is N, which is equal to 2 to the power 19 minus 1. If we calculate this, we'll get 57.19 decibels as processing gain. Now to calculate anti-jump margin, we use probability of error equation. PE is equal to Q function of square root of 2 EB by I naught is equal to 10 to the power minus 5. Instead of using less than or equal to, we use 10 to the power minus 5 for simplicity, which is given. From the given data, you can see Q of 4.25 is equal to 10 to the power minus 5. That means Q of square root of 2 EB by I naught is equal to Q of 4.25, which is our probability of error. So we can equate square root of EB by I naught to 4.25. Then we'll get 2 EB by I naught is equal to 18.06. EB by I naught is equal to 9.03, which we will calculate in the decibel scale, and the answer will be 9.55 decibels. We know that jamming margin, or we can say anti-jamming margin, is processing gain minus EB by I naught in decibels without considering the coding gain. So substituting processing gain and EB by I naught, that is signal to interference noise ratio, will get 47.6 decibels. If the noise power is greater than this value, then jamming will not happen. The signal will interfere, performance is compromised. If the interfering signal's noise or the power is lesser than this, then no effect. It will be acting like a anti-jamming system. Okay, that's all about this problem. Thank you.